start to the game was pretty positive. Cam Jones got us going. And, the goal is to keep teams under 30 defensively. And so, a 30-point quarter and scoring 38 was a good start. And then I think it was a 17-0 run, start the second quarter. Not sure what we thought was going on. But they're a very good team, very explosive. And, we just let go of the rope there. And that can't happen.
Defense been a theme after these last couple games. To what extent do you feel like injuries and different lineup combinations are contributing to that versus just poor performance from the players who are out there?
Well, it's certainly a mixture of it, but we can certainly do better than we did tonight with it. I thought there were plays where we just, we let go of the rope. We just stopped playing. And we've got to stay in plays, and we've got to keep competing and keep executing all the time, both offensively and defensively.
Career high night for Micah Potter. He was productive in a lot of ways, linked up with Jarris Walker a few times. What do you feel like Potter did very well to open up his own scoring chances and link up with other guys?
Just, he had one of those games where he was doing a lot of good things on the inside and the outside offensively. His rebounding is usually pretty solid. The 3 threes were timely, and he did some good things around the basket. So, right now, truthfully, we've got to have everybody really tuned in and playing their absolute best, to beat really high-quality teams. And we just didn't have enough guys that were doing that, and, I got to do a better job of coaching them.
Just considering all the guys that are getting a lot more minutes than they have, what's just the challenge of getting them at the level of force that you've been wanting to push? I guess you have some of the guys that haven't played the same minutes, getting them up there where you had all the rest of the other guys.
Yeah, there's real challenges, and stepping up. That's like the old adage in coaching. Moving 12 inches over is a big difference, and on the floor it's the same thing. Like Jarris right now has got a lot on his plate. He's being asked to guard a matchup defensively. We need him to score and rebound. But this is the gift to him right now, is this opportunity. And so we got to stay positive with him. He's had some very good games recently. Everybody struggled tonight.
You mentioned Cam Jones getting you started at the beginning there. What did you like about him? I know we've talked a lot about Cam and his growth, especially just since he's been able to get on the floor. But I guess where are you continuing to see him make steps?
Well, it's clear that he's getting in a lot better condition. It's hard to really understand if you're a fan watching from afar how difficult it is to have a 2-month head start that everybody gets on you from a conditioning and rhythm standpoint. Really, he was unable to do anything on the floor that required running or pounding because of the back situation. And so you're seeing now that he's getting into some real condition, shooting the ball well. He makes things happen. He's got a real knack for making intelligent basketball plays, just even little subtle things. And so, look, this is great for him too. It's great for him too. But look, we got to be really tied together, and the chain has got to be connected by everybody right now.
Is there anything you really want to see him develop in these last 2 months? Anything that stands out to you that you want to see him accomplish?
Cam,
yeah.
I just, we got to find out how far he can take this in terms of his level of conditioning, defensively, individual matchups, and how he defends within the team. But there's certainly been a significant amount of growth in the last 2 weeks, and that's really, it's heartening to see that, because it's a good kid. Things just got off to an unlucky start, and you know, he's getting some great opportunity, and his preparation in recent weeks has met the opportunity. He's doing some good things.
I mean, to continue on Cam, he played most of his minutes on the two position tonight, operating with Andrew. How do you like the way he fits, like with a two-guard system?
Well, when he plays two, he's a two that can make plays, and he can be a playmaker. He sees the game. He's the threat to score. You know, in today's game, if you're on the floor in an NBA game and you're not a threat to score or create a problem, it's going to be hard for you to stay on the court long, because teams aren't going to guard you. They're going to adjust their defense accordingly. You know, Cam can do those things. And listen, everybody we have it playing right now can do those things. We just needed collectively to be a lot better tonight than we were. And again, you know, the run at the beginning of the second quarter was something that really got us on our heels. And, you know, they're a dynamic team, you know, with Maxey and Edgecombe and certainly Embiid was, you know, had a monster night and really didn't break much of a sweat out there, you know. So we just got to do better.
You guys had a nice lead after the first quarter, then they scored 17 points like that to start the second. What, to you, in that early second quarter was so challenging for you guys?
It's hard to say in that exact point of the game. We only had 9 guys. We're trying to bring in energy off the bench. We just got to stay in effort for the full game.
Mike had career high tonight, was productive scoring. Felt like he linked up with a lot of guys, you, Jairus, everybody. You know, what do you feel like he did so well to open up his own scoring, and how do you think he's doing at continuing to build chemistry with other ball handlers throughout the year?
I think he does a good job of playing our pace action, getting guys into the next action, being in the right spot at the right time, and then along with that, he hit shots tonight.
Asked you about defense after many recent games, but that's the third in a row you guys have given up 130. I mean, it's a lot of different lineups, injuries, guys in and out. There's lots of reasons it could be happening, but why do you feel like you guys haven't been able to get going on that end?
Those reasons, and I mean, it's tough. We got new guys in the system, trying to play hard. I mean, Embiid's a tank over there. It's hard guy to stop.
We've asked you a bunch of times about Cam and his growth. I mean, where, you know, I guess career high for him tonight, and where are you seeing him take more steps every time he gets opportunities to play the kind of minutes that he's playing right now?
Yeah, experience is the best teacher in this game, and comes with comfortability. I think he's shooting shots that are coming to him that are open and not passing them down. Just feeling out when's the right time to go, when's the right time to swing it, when's the right time to shoot it.
How much are you just seeing the confidence in him, just that he's got the conditioning now after he's missed as much time as he did at the start of the season? Have you seen him just sort of get his feet under him?
Say that one more time?
You feel like his conditioning has come a long way just because he obviously had the kind of start that he had where he couldn't do anything in camp and missed the first 2 seasons, missed the first 2 months of the season. You see him kind of get his feet set now that.
I think any new player that's trying to play with us, the fast pace we play is gonna be an adjustment period of getting his conditioning right to play at our pace and be efficient in that style of play. So.
How do you feel like he fits at each spot? I mean, today is he's getting some time at the 1, some time at the 2. How do you feel like he fits at each of these? And
I'm not really sure. I'm not like fully focused on Cam all game.
Yeah, sure.
As a coach, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
And you scored a career high 23 points tonight. What did you feel like was either open for you or allowed you to have such a productive day today?
My teammates found me. It's kind of simple as that, you know. I'm thankful for him, and it's kind of funny. Me and Walk were talking because I think he hit me a couple times he's actually hit me a couple times with those behind the back passes, which are sweet. But yeah, no, just my teammates found me. Super thankful for it. I'm able to catch the ball and finish. They put me in good positions and make my job easy.
I was going to ask about that. You did link up with Jairus a few times, Drew a few times. You know, how do you feel like your individual chemistry with certain ball handlers has improved from day 1 to now?
Significantly. Hopefully it's been evident from you guys too and from the fans. You know, it's one of those things when you come in later in the year, you really just try to find ways to help, right? Find your niche, find your role, and then the chemistry builds naturally over time. You build those relationships on the floor and off the floor, and everything kind of comes naturally. So thankful for it.
Andrew Nembhard just called Joel Embiid a tank. You went against him with the Olympic group as well. What makes him such a difficult cover for anybody?
He's a great player. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. I'm gonna give him a hard time because we developed a pretty good relationship with the USA stuff. So I give him a hard time on the floor with a lot of different things. But he's so skilled, he's so physical, and he's so strong and he's so smart, right? People say foul baiting, whatever. It's like sometimes drawing fouls is a skill. The great players always get to the free throw line, and he's one of them, right? He's an MVP. He's one of the best bigs in the league, especially when he's healthy. And so it's one of those things you just kind of got to make it as hard as you can on him, be physical with him early, and then when he gets the ball, keep your hands out because he's super good at drawing fouls. Try to be physical with your body, not your hands, and then hope he misses.
You talked about just defining a role. How do you feel? What do you think your role is at this point? How do you feel like you have defined a niche on this team?
Bring energy, can be a connector on the floor, use my voice, set physical screens, or, I mean, teams are starting to switch more often now, so it's like creating angles for my teammates and for myself on screenings, hitting open shots, making the right play, playing winning basketball as best as I possibly can. I know the situation we're in, like as far as, guys being injured and things like that, and so roles will change based on different lineups. But when I'm in the game, I try to play winning basketball as best as I can, be physical, use my voice, and try to help my teammates and create for my teammates.
What's just kind of the difficulty as a group for all of the changes you guys have gone through, especially to maintain kind of connectivity on defense in particular? You guys have been able to score the ball really well. This last stretch has been tough to keep the ball away from the bucket. What do you feel like you guys have? Where do you feel like you've improved and gotten used to each other, and what do you feel like is still a struggle on defense?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it can be fixed with being vocal, right? Communication is a huge part of defense, especially in transition. So I think some of the times, the last couple games, we've turned the ball over, and that makes it tough on us, right? If you turn the ball over, give them an advantage, you're already at a disadvantage, and just makes it tough. But trying to use our voices as much as possible, making sure we're really good in really good defensive position off the ball, and then guarding our yard as something I think we can always improve on, right? Not letting guys get downhill so we don't have to help, and then they get a kick out three, right? Keeping us out of scramble mode, all those kinds of things. So communication, continuing to be in great position defensively off the ball, and then guarding our yard defensively on the ball.
Where have you seen Cam Jones grow in particular? Just especially, I imagine you've had to work with him a lot.
Mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence. I mean, I think you've seen it the last couple games, like shooting the ball, getting to the rim, all those kinds of things. I think it started with that Brooklyn game. I think I told you guys, I don't know who all was there after the game, but yeah, Tony, I think you were there. Speedily as I was getting out because I didn't want to miss the bus, just like the next play mentality, right? Being a rookie, things are going to happen, mistakes are going to happen. It's a big stage. You're in the NBA, like you finally made your dream, whatever. But you got to be able to have that mentality of like, all right, if I make a mistake, got to move on to the next thing. And then, he finds his rhythm. He's hitting some shots. He gets confident, all those kinds of things. And then defensively too, it's just, being the pest, right? Using his athleticism and his strength, all that kind of stuff to really annoy people on offense without her guarding the ball. So,
Mike, I wanted to ask about your relationship with Jay. How much can you improve, like learning from each other?
where are you from?
France.
France? I could tell. I spent the summer with the Spurs, so like Vic had a kind of similar accent, so it was cool. Jay, I don't know if he has told you the story of how we met. We met in pre-draft at a pre-draft workout in Philly. We were both the only married people we had met in the entire thing, and so we kind of just hit it off right there, and we figured out we have a similar faith too. So we've been good friends since we first came into the league. We were in the G League for a while together, playing it against each other, battling, and then our wives got really close too. So just different parts like that. But having a guy like that coming in to a new situation is super helpful, right? We're both big, so like learning the system, all those kinds of things, communicating, and then just having someone to lean on when things aren't going right is super helpful too for both of us. Like when he doesn't have a good day, he can lean on me. When I don't have a good day, I can lean on him. So it's a great relationship to have. I'm thankful for him.